Hey, if you don't happen to know who I am, my name is Recycler and I am 19 years old. I am the owner and founder of Define. Today we are going to be learning contour placement and how to do it in a really classy way because I know contour can get really muddy and go wrong very fast without the right products and using the right techniques. So the things that you'll need on hand today are a chisel brush. You're going to need our, oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, contour blush brush. It is such a mouthful to say sometimes. So these two brushes, as well as your Essentials palette from Define. You can also use our Essentials Mini. However, you're going to see why I favor this one a little bit over the Mini in a second. So Essentials palette, the primary color we're going to be using is our light brown, and we're also going to be using this caramel. So first brush you're going to want to take is your chisel brush, and we are going to load up a little bit of, I'm trying to like balance everything in my hand here, this light brown and a little bit of the caramel onto the brush. Tap off any excess, and we're first going to focus on our cheekbone placement. So when it comes to cheekbone contour, there is a guide you want to follow. So A, you could just do a fishy face. That keeps it pretty simple. Or B, this is really easy to follow once you have it stuck in your mind. So you're going to go in a line. Think of this imaginary line we're creating from the top of your ear where it connects, to your face, all the way down to the outer corner of your mouth. So, okay, we have an imaginary line here. And then I want you to also draw a line from the tail of your brow where it ends down. Okay, so now we have this line and we go down. We are going to focus our contour right here. So we're going to go in the line that follows from where our ear connects down to the outer corner of our mouth. However, we're only going to come as far out as where the tail of our brow ends. So taking our chisel brush, we're going to follow that. You can fish face if this is your first time and you need to be a little bit more comfortable with it. So I'll go ahead and do that to show you. It's kind of hard to talk when you're contouring. So essentially I'm just patting that back and forth in a straight line to really make sure that I am chiseling my cheekbone. Now notice there's not a very heavy placement on this. And the more comfortable you get, you can take it down just a little further. So we're not going too much further in. I've been doing this for a while. So I almost take it closer to the outer corner of my eye. However, if you're first learning, definitely only take it to where the tail of your brow ends. The next area we are going to contour is going to be our jawline. So essentially contour, think of it as a shadow. We're creating a shadow, not completely taking away the bone placement or the bone structure in your face. So we're not going to contour right along the jawbone. We're going to contour underneath it to create that shadow effect. So taking my brush and I'm going to pat press underneath my jawbone to create that shadow effect. So I'm not going on top of, I'm going underneath of my jawbone to place that. Now we're taking the chisel brush again. We're going to kind of lay it to its side. Load up a little bit of that light brown, a little bit of the caramel, and we're going to do nose contour. So my nose is actually crooked. You probably can't see that. Usually once I point it out, then people can see it. However, I am going to do contour as if my nose was not crooked. So if your nose is a little bit off, definitely make sure you're contouring looking straight into the mirror and creating that illusion of a more perfect nose. Essentially, you can give yourself a little bit of a nose job. So I'm taking the side where all that powder is loaded up. I'm gonna look down a little bit into my mirror, and then I'm going to kind of pat press that line to create the illusion that my nose is straighter than it actually is. I'm gonna add a little bit more. It's not super visible. And now you can see where that contour line is. I'm gonna take the remainder of what's on my brush and fan it out onto the side of my nose. So we're not blending yet, we're just focusing on placement. Doing the same thing to the other side. I'm going to come in, draw that line, and go down. Now, it's better to have your lines closer together. However, you don't want them super close to where it looks like your entire nose is contour. So I'm just creating that line, blending that out. Also, you can do a little V at the bottom of your nose to create a button nose. So right here, I'm just gonna go here, and then I'm gonna swipe here, creating that little V to give myself more of a button nose. Make sure you kind of get this down your nose as well, so that it doesn't look odd. The next placement we're going to focus on is forehead contour. So now you're going to switch to your contour blush brush and load up those two colors. tap off any excess. I feel like there's going to be quite a bit on here. And this, I have the bigger bristles are on the top, the shorter bristles are on the bottom. And we are pretty much just going to use the exact width of this brush to create our forehead contour. So I'm going back and forth really gently, just kind of meeting the top of my hairline to place this. Try not to get my hair in it. There we go. So I'm just going back and forth to place, getting closer to my hairline. But when you blend, you'll be able to get right up next to your hairline too, so don't fret. I feel like, this doesn't look right. Okay, so now we have everything placed. Let's go ahead and blend. So take your contour blush brush, swipe it on a towel. I don't actually have a towel, so I'll do that for the next tutorial. But you're gonna take this brush and we are going to now blend everything that we just placed. So now we're going to do little half circle motions using super light pressure. I cannot stress this enough. Doing little half circle motions upwards towards your ear to blend, making sure that that line is not harsh anymore. We just want it to be soft and we don't want it to be super visible. So it's just gonna kind of look diffused. And once you add blush and highlighter to this, it'll look even better. But contour for the moment, you're probably like, Reese, this is a bit much. So don't worry about it, you got this, girl. Blend, 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 making sure that looks good to me. Now we're gonna focus on jawline. And I'm going to do little quick flicks is essentially what I would call it, upwards to blend. Please make sure you blend this, you guys. I cannot stress it enough. You don't want to walk out having a brown line on your jawline. Does not look cute. One time I placed this wrong and somebody thought I had a hickey. I don't know what I did. I think I hit over here on my neck with a brush, and so it looked like I had a hickey when I did not at all. I was only like 14, so that was hilarious. But anyways, making sure you have that blended, super key. Now we're gonna take the longer bristles and blend out the nose contour. Super duper light pressure. We're going to go ahead and blend that, the middle line here. And then we're gonna blend the outside, kind of where it meets our foundation, powder, etc. Or our base. You could probably just group all those together. So now I'm going to blend out this side of my nose as well. Making sure all my lines are softened, because you don't want to have anything harsh. You just want it to look chiseled and smooth. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to blend forehead. So little half circle motions. I'm going from the middle out to the side to blend really, really light pressure because you don't want to essentially erase your base. So really light pressure when you're blending, and those half circle motions, making sure you are good to go. And something I should mention is underneath my contour, I already have done my foundation primer, foundation, powder, and concealer. So contour is going on top of this. And I don't use any creamy products. I like something that's gonna last more throughout the day. So everything we use is powder based except for like liquid foundation here at Define. So blend, 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 making sure that is good to go. So I did essentially half of my face with you guys so we could save some time on this tutorial so you weren't watching me do my entire face, because we'll focus on that later. But you can see just how much more chiseled this side of my face looks versus, let me see, this side, which looks a little bit more flat. So that chiseling, that structure, versus this side, which looks more flat, looks more dull. So that is contour placement, and how to blend. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next tutorial.